Dr. Saavedra was appointed Superintendent of Schools for the Houston Independent School District in December 2004. Dr. Saavedra joined HISD in February 2001 as the Superintendent of the Southeast District. Beginning in August 2002 until his appointment as Interim Superintendent in June 2004, he served as the district's Executive Deputy Superintendent for School Support Services. Prior to joining HISD, he was the Superintendent of Schools in his native Corpus Christi from 1993 to 2000. In his 5th year as Superintendent of America's 7th largest school district, Dr. Saavedra and the HISD Board of Education have led HISD to enact a new pay-for-performance program for teachers, streamline district administration, and build and equip science labs in more than 100 elementary schools. In 2004, Dr. Saavedra also spearheaded Reach Out to Dropouts, a campaign that recovers scores of students each year and has been replicated in other cities. In 2006, Dr. Saavedra committed HISD to preparing students academically, socially, and emotionally for college and the workforce by creating a college-bound culture in every school. HISD prepares students for higher education through their academic careers by laying a solid educational foundation in the earliest grades, promoting advanced placement and dual credit courses in secondary school, and emphasizing to students and their parents at all grade levels that college is both possible and essential. As a result of Dr. Saavedra's efforts to increase both student achievement and fiscal responsibility throughout the district, HISD won the Greater Houston Partnerships Houston's Greatest Award in the Nonprofit Business Organization category for its role in advancing the Greater Houston region as a business magnet. Dr. Saavedra earned Bachelor of Science and Master of Science degrees at Texas A&I University in Kingsville in 1972 and 1974, respectively, and completed his doctorate in school administration at the University of Michigan in 1976. He serves on several community boards and was in the American Leadership Forum's 2004-2005 class. In 2008, he was named Superintendent of the Year by the Region 4 Education Service Center. Congratulations once again. Dr. Saavedra's wife, Myrna, is a former school teacher. He has 2 daughters. Elizabeth is a graduate of the University of Incarnate Word, and Lisa attends the University of Texas, San Antonio. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me welcoming Dr. Saavedra.
I want to thank the Turkish community for this invitation and the opportunity to be with you today and talk a little bit about the school system and maybe the partnerships that can develop between the school system and the Turkish community. I really enjoyed during lunch visiting with my friends from Harmony that I just met, and we plan to continue the dialogue. It's a great opportunity. Let me start by talking a little bit about the school district itself, and before I move into the multicultural issues. The school district is as everyone knows, is a very large system. The 7th largest in the country, with actually the largest in the state of Texas. We serve about 200,000 students, and in about 300 schools. And most of these schools, of course, are traditional public schools, but we also have approximately 34 what we call in-district charters. HISD for a long period of time, I would say for the last 15 years or so, has really been a very progressive, very innovative school system. The idea of charters, for example, in district started way before my administration. It was when Dr. Pace was here back in the mid to later 90s, and some of those schools were started. But there was always a desire for the district to not be a traditional public school system, not simply follow the the methods and the traditions that public school systems ordinarily follow, but to be creative and, more than anything else, serve the diverse needs of all the young people in the school district. And so, as large as we are, of course, we have many employees, teachers, as well as other employees that support our efforts in the classroom, to the tune of about 29,000 employees. We're probably the the largest employer, I think, as far as number of people that are employed in Harris County. But that's true, I think, for most public school systems in their respective communities. Public school systems being public entities and serving the many children that need to be served and meeting their educational needs, ordinarily will be the largest employer. The district has been very successful for a long period of time. I wish I could tell you they're successful because I came to lead this district, but I can tell you that the district has been successful way before I appeared in the scene. But I also think that we've been able to move the system forward. I think some of you might know that I recently announced that I'll be retiring frankly in a couple of months after serving as superintendent 5 years in Houston. But a lot has happened during that period of time. And I can tell you, as a long-term educator, I'll be retiring with 36 years, and 12 of those years would have been as a superintendent. So a third of my time of my career I've spent being a superintendent. And nearly the rest of the time, nearly most of the rest of the time, I've been an administrator. I only taught 3.5 years. I went from the classroom to administration. I've served in just about every capacity that one can imagine in public school systems over 36 years. But being able to identify the needs, the diverse needs of children, and being able to serve those diverse needs is one of the biggest challenges that public schools have. And in the last several years, as we've looked at education here in Houston, and I'll tell you also about Houston, we're like many other urban school systems in this country. We have a very diverse population. We serve a lot of children of color from different countries, different nations. But we also have a lot of poverty within HISD. Matter of fact, 4 out of 5 children in the school district are children of poverty. And when I say that publicly many times, especially to our middle class population in Houston, it's difficult for them to understand that there's so much poverty within the school system. But again, 80% of our young people are children of poverty. But we also know that in order for them to have a better future, we as educators must succeed in educating these young people. And that's the only way that they have a better future. If we fail them, obviously they will not have that better future. And that's one of the reasons, again, as I stated earlier, that HISD has always looked at how do you what are the needs, what are the identified needs, and how do you serve those identified needs, as opposed to just doing things the way things have always occurred, which is really a challenge for public schools, because public schools everywhere, not just Houston, and being traditional public entities, public entities have a notion, or usually tend to follow whatever's been in place and continue that over and over and over and over. But